What is one of the best or most worthwhile investments that you've ever made? And it can be an investment of time, it could be an investment of money, it could be an investment of energy. Maybe the answer is a business coach. Maybe there's something else, you know?
That's a good one. Never been asked that. So my DraftKings stock is doing pretty well. I would say, not to sound too cliche, but I think it's investing in myself.
Mm-hmm.
When I first hired that business coach, there's a story that I don't know if I've told very often, but I hired him in 2007. I was introduced to him in 2005.
Yeah.
Why didn't I start in 2005 when I knew he was a great coach? I was cheap.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted, I think, $5 or $6 grand a day. In 2005, that was a lot of money to me. Still a lot of money. And he wanted me to shut down my office for 8 hours and bring my leadership team to him. While we couldn't keep up with the work, he wanted me to close down my office and work on my business.
Yeah.
I wanted to work in my business. He wanted me to shut down and come and work on my business and give him $5,000 or $6,000 or $7,000 for 7 hours.
Yeah.
I was short-sighted. I was being frugal. I was being dumb. So I waited 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And, what I tell anybody who will listen, friends, clients, whatever, don't make that mistake. I wish I had those 2 years. I would have been 2 years further ahead had I pulled the trigger 2 years earlier. I didn't. I wish I did. I then finally made that investment in myself, in my company, in my business, and I did it. I just did it, and it took off in 2007. And as I'm saying this long answer, John Knockhazel tells me all the time that my best investment is actually my law firm. So John is such a confidant, and we have a CFO also who review investment opportunities that come to me, because lots of opportunities come. I don't do most of them. Mm-hmm. And they both tell me all the time that your best investment is this law firm. Mm-hmm. Put the money back into the law firm, put the money in TV commercials, put the money in cars, wrapping cars, put the money in billboards, put the money in SEO and PPC. And because the percentage I'm getting back from my law firm is way more than I get from the stock market or any other investment. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure I answered your question, but I hope I did.
No, that was good. I mean, I think that you and I both agree. For me, the best investment I've ever made is coaches as well. I mean, like I have one coach that I paid $30,000 every year just for consulting. And I mean, what I learned from him, and what I look at it as an investment in my time, because my time is way more important to me than my money. Because if I can take my money and buy back my time, I'll do that every single day. So what a lot of times I think people do, and actually like, so for example, with Traction, I've actually considered hiring an EOS coach to help me implement Traction in my business, because I don't have the time to sit down and read the book and implement and read the book. I'd rather pay somebody to sit down and say, here's what you do. You know what I mean? And that's what my coaches have done. I have a coach this year. I've spent almost $200,000 just on coaching, which people are like, that's insane. But when you look at the ROI I've gotten as a direct result of what I've learned in that coaching, it's insane. I'd be insane not to do it. You know what I mean? And I think that a lot of people are afraid of investing that money, but if you hire the right people, it's going to come back. I mean, who knows what the ROI on your investment's been? I know mine, it's been pretty fantastic,
Preaching to the choir. I agree with our last chapter in the book is about coaching. Whether it be EOS, which teaches independence. EOS, as you know, is four times a year. You meet with your coach.
Yep.
Other coaches are weekly, daily, monthly, whatever. I mean, it depends on the coach. But it is a huge return on investment, in my opinion. I would never be where I'm at today if I didn't have my coaches, my mentors that I've had in my life. So it's the number one thing.
And he said $5,000 back then. I can only imagine, with the popularity of that book, I can only imagine what he's charging today for an hour
Well, I know what he's charging because I still use them.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not going to throw him under the bus.
No. I'm just saying that was probably significantly cheaper back then than it is today. I would imagine.
It felt expensive at the time. But again, it's the best money I spend.
Oh
Just,
yeah.
just having that independent voice in my, listen, John Knockhazel is a certified EOS implementer.
Mhm.
He EOSs other firms.
Yeah.
And I don't have an EOS our firm because I want an independent voice in our room, holding us accountable, make sure we're not taking shortcuts, make sure we're not running out of that room early.
Yeah.
And, you know, we basically took fireproof, we took EOS, turned it on its head and created this fireproof system that is basically fireproof EOS for lawyers, but it's fireproof for lawyers because we did different things than them, because EOS is for any business under the sun, your business, my business, a
Yeah.
dentist, an architect, and it's great. And if you want somebody 4 or 5 times a year to coach you, I highly recommend you looking up EOS Worldwide. If you want more hand holding, there are different coaches who will do more for you.
Yeah. And I've also found that even for myself, I'm kind of blind to my own problems. So I need somebody else to come in and look at my stuff. And you need you need a fresh set of eyes to look at your stuff and tell you what you're doing wrong, because I miss, I'm great at analyzing other people's stuff, but like when I look at my own stuff, I miss stuff all the time. So I don't know if you're the same way, but that's definitely how I am.
It's good to have that person in the room to call bullshit where bullshit needs to be called,
Yeah.
to somebody who sees 20, 30, 40 other businesses and say, what are they doing with COVID? What are they doing with bringing people back in the office, letting people stay remote? What are they doing with this problem or mandatory vaccinations? I mean, there's a lot of issues these days, right? But it's nice to hear what other businesses are doing, because as a business owner, most of us are in a little silo. We're all by ourselves.
Yeah.
And some would say in an ivory tower. I'm definitely not, but a lot are, and you don't have a lot of people you could bounce things off of. And sometimes the coach can help with that.